Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fatback 4 Daily for Thursday, the 15th of August. Yeah, I have that right. How are we getting on? I hope everybody is well. What have we got for you tonight? Well, we have a new look on the screen for anybody that's watching. I hope you like it. That is brought to you by Muzz Designs. He's our new graphic designer. He whipped this up today, and I'm really impressed by it. And yeah, listen, more to come from him and us, but follow him at Muzz Designs, MUZZDESIGNS. You will see it going across the bottom of your screen. This show is brought to you by PADDYPOWER. PADDYPOWER is a betting site and app that you can go and bet on football, sports, all that sort of thing, and everything beyond sport as well. They do odds on nearly everything. If you gamble, gamble responsibly. If you don't gamble, no worries. Don't worry about it, and you know, disregard everything I've said. We also have a competition tonight coming to you from the Irish Kop. They are doing a charity hoodie in collaboration with the Jamie Carragher Foundation and Carragher's Bar from New York City. So we will have a competition for that later on, and all the details about the hoodie, and it's a great cause, so I'm gonna let you know about that later. But look, it's your agenda tonight. Whatever you feel like throwing in there, throw it in, and we'll have a little chat about it, and whatever comes up, we'll talk about it. We'll go on about the Super Cup, we'll touch on Southampton, different bits and pieces. I think Dayan Lovren is still at the club. The week Adrian's had, if you feel you want to talk about that, absolutely go ahead and do so. I brought a friend with me tonight. He's a very good friend of mine. He's somebody you all know. He's the main man. It's Mr. Grizz. Grizz, how are you?
Hello, my friend.
I'm good, and how are you? How have you been? It's only about 5 days since I seen you.
I'm good, man. I've just done I know you won't believe it, so I'm going to have to send you screenshots as usual. I've just done a 6.7 kilometer walk.
Really?
Correct.
6.7 K.
6.7 kilometers.
Right, okay, that's cool.
I could tell you the steps as well.
How many steps? Go on. I'll indulge you.
9,363 steps.
Nice one. Okay, are you wrecked?
No, I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah, you're getting on top of all this then, are you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pre-season starts for me now.
Okay.
I know season started, but for me it's pre-season still.
Okay, cool. Listen, I'll come to you first, because I just want to talk to you. I didn't get a chance last night to talk to you, but Liverpool won the European Super Cup last night, beating Chelsea on penalties. What did you think of the game overall?
Fucking hell, it was a workout, innit? Proper workout for us. Don't think we needed that, Gav. I don't think we needed that humidity, that travelling, that many minutes. Players like Mane, Mo, Bobby not played much this pre-season. Just coming back. We made about 6-7 changes, didn't we? So that was kind of good in a way, but not what we needed. Look, it's a trophy, and it's a lovely trophy, and it goes in our cabinet, and we say thank you very much. We have now won. What was it you sent me earlier? Was it 46 trophies?
No, well, I'm not in that camp. I'm in the camp that ourselves United have won 42 major trophies,
and we've won
42. We're both on 42.
All right, fair enough. You be in that camp. I'm in the camp of just counting the trophies. I'm greedy fuck. So yeah, another trophy in the cabinet. A very good workout. But to me, all that counts is Southampton Saturday, man. At this stage,
absolutely.
If it's had a detrimental effect, and we drop points on Saturday, is it?
Saturday, yeah.
Then it wasn't very good and nothing to be celebrated much. But if we win on Saturday, then it's a fantastic couple of months, because that's 2 European trophies and 2 wins out of 2 in the Premier League, and everything will be rosy.
Okay. Just on the game itself. Oh, sorry, just a quick one in for you. Mikey G asks, "Hi Grizz, whilst you're on the phone, can you let us know about the Nike deal? What's your feelings on the Nike deal? It's the viewers' agenda, so whatever comes out as Grizz, I have to
Nike deal, from what I know, is basically New Balance. From what I've heard, New Balance have the option to match any offer. As we know, the New Balance deal runs out end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So we've openly admitted a few months ago that we've negotiated with a few people and few companies. We've done that purposefully so to attract the best deal. All the local journals were briefed at the same time to let everyone know that we're open to start a bidding war. Currently, Nike have put in a humongous offer of around 100 million per annum. Around. Obviously, no one apart from Nike and Liverpool know the exact details, but from what I heard and from what I think I know is it's around that figure for a 10-year deal.
Okay.
So they are the front runners. New Balance are more than welcome to match that. I don't think New Balance are in any position to match that. And I really firmly believe Nike will be our new kit suppliers.
Okay. Mikey there again asks, is it 100 million a year over 10 years? I think that is the rumoured numbers, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Kev O'Sullivan says the Nike offer reported to be 1 billion. Yeah,
so 100 million, roughly around 100 million over for 10 years, for a 10-year deal, which will smash most deals. I mean, I'm not up to date with what the rest of the big boys are on these days, but wow, that sounds deal if we get through that, and I think we will.
Yeah, it's a savage amount of money. Tino says he misses Adidas. Tino, I think that your problem is you're looking at too many concept kits that people on Twitter do every week. I like New Balance, I have to say. I wasn't a massive fan of Warrior, but I was a big fan. I am a big fan of New Balance. Mikey says that money is crazy. No, that's just the money that goes nowadays for European champions and European Super Cup champions.
Well, Gav, the situation is, look, the reason why we're very close to New Balance is our very own John W. Henry is very close with the chairman of New Balance. So they're very close friends. But business is business, man. And Nike need a huge club because you got to remember they've only got Chelsea and Spurs, and neither are massive fan bases, are they? Really? Let's be honest, yeah.
Yeah.
So they want us. Chelsea, tainted reputation. Spurs aren't really global, are they? So Nike really want us, and in our current state and where we are as a superpower. Reigning European champions, reigning Super Cup champions. Nike want us, and if Nike want us and they're willing to pay that kind of wonga, I firmly believe they'll get us.
Yeah, well, Kev O'Sullivan says there, this Nike deal means we're all paying a super premium from now on. I'm not a big fan of the Nike here, but I can see where Nike are coming from. I think didn't City leave Nike and have gone to Puma? Am I right? United or have Adidas, so there is a gap in the market in the northwest of England amongst two massive clubs and Man City. For United and Liverpool would probably be the biggest short sellers in Britain, and I suppose they see a gap there and they're going to go for it. Listen, that's the going rate, But what I would say is 100 million a year will be based on Champions League and bonuses and stuff like that. We've seen it with United. The rumour was 75 million with Adidas. It wasn't. It was about 40 million. But the 75 came from bonuses through progression in different competitions. League, Champions League, and things like that. Tino says the problem is Nike and Adidas kit designs are crap. I still kind of like the Adidas ones. I think the New Balance ones have been absolutely.
But Gav, look, Tino. I mean, look, Tino's young, right? And so I respect, his opinion about kits and designs. But I'm at that stage, Gav. I don't know about you. I just want the most money at my club possible for us to be the most successful on the pitch. And if that means Nike make us fucking wear, awful kits that we look like fucking local pub team, I couldn't give two shits, Gav. As long as that money is, or part of that, some of that money is invested in the club in terms of first team and improving us as a club, that's all we're interested. Surely we're not at the stage where we want pretty lovely kits. And haven't we got the best kit? I mean, look, for example.
No, well, I know what you're saying there, Grizz, but you don't want to come out with some monstrosity that you have to watch every week either.
They won't come out with some whatever you call it.
Well, you see, I think that the thing that would safeguard us, Grizz, is that we have a certain way that, we like that Liver Border LFC. We have the 96 and the two flames on the back of the jersey. We have a certain red. We don't really go away from that with stripes. And now we've done a sort of pinstripe this season, but that goes back to the late 70s, I think, where we had something like that. So I don't think you can do a hell of a lot with a Liverpool jersey, because it's literally, we are in red. That's it. You know what I mean? You can mess around with United, red, black and white and stuff. You can mess around at City because they don't give a shit what you put on their jerseys, But I think that you're kind of limited in what you can do with a Liverpool jersey, and that's quite good, I think, for the fans looking at it. And people that do buy replica shirts, I bought one last week for my daughter.
No, I think we'll be fine. I think there's way too much worry and bother about how it's going to look and what it's going to look. I'm not the biggest fan of Nike, to be honest with you, as well, from a personal kit point of view. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. As you said, this is the going rate. We are one of the super clubs in Europe, and therefore we command and will demand that kind of money. And if Nike want to give it to us, then I'm all for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, before we move on, if you're on Twitter and you're watching this, as I always say, just hit the share button and share it onto your timeline. If you're on YouTube, listen, go on there. If you're just watching this in passing, come on and just hit the subscribe button. Anybody you know that you think might like this show and the stuff we do, get them to subscribe. I just want more and more people on here to give me more and more opinions, because I'm looking at the screen here and there's about 15 different names, and that's what I like to see, because you're guaranteed out of that 15 you'll probably get 6 or 7 different opinions, and that's what it's all about. Tino agrees that New Balance have done a decent job. Liverpool Mad says, if we go with Nike, does that mean we will go for established stars as Nike would want? That's the rumour going around. The Mbappe 2020 stuff, which I find quite amusing. But Nike are known for this. And the talk was when Adidas went to United, the thing they wanted was Pogba. So they probably will want some. Companies have flagship stores and this sort of thing. They might want something to hold up against this kind of sponsorship, but we'll have to wait and see. I can't see Liverpool being told, we'll give you all this money if you only sign this player. I don't think Liverpool work like that. Muzz is on graphic designer. How are you? He says Nike won't use a template kit for Liverpool. Need these deals to keep up with City and their spending. Yeah, it's absolutely true. You need to be, and Liverpool have been, in my opinion, beyond impressive in what they've done in the last, especially 3 to 4 years with regards to sponsorships and endorsements and different things like that. Like, they had Jurgen Klopp walking around in a suit the other day, and he looked absolutely amazing, to be perfectly honest with you. But look, we get away from that, Grizz. We get back onto the football, and Dejan Lovren is still at the club, from what I can make out. Any latest on him? It's gone very quiet. He said he was out with illness last night. I don't really believe that, but does it still look there's something in the works there? I know there's probably still 2 weeks or so until the window ends.
It's just a case of everything's been agreed with the player and the club. We've accepted, we kind of want him gone if there's a decent offer. The only sticking point is they've changed their tune a little bit. Roma, they want to take him on loan and with the option to buy now.
Yeah.
As opposed to giving us some real money.
An option to buy, Grizz, or an obligation to buy? Because they're two massively different things.
Option to buy, which is sticking point at the moment.
Which is basically a loan deal.
Exactly. So I think it will turn. If they have an obligation to buy, I think it will go ahead. If they stick to option to buy, then I don't really see the sense and point in it in this stage of the season. Giving up fourth choice centre back, do you? I don't know. I wouldn't personally, but listen, if there's an obligation to buy in there, for sort of 15, 20 million, then yeah, he's gone. Personal terms have been agreed. He's accepted it. I did miss him, I'm not going to lie. I didn't miss him on the pitch. but I did miss him off the pitch in terms of, the dressing room celebrations and how he sort of makes videos, funny videos of everyone. I did kind of miss that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you missed that, but some of them to me come across like he's annoying people in the dressing room.
Yeah,
There's not like I've been in dressing rooms going back through the years playing football, and there was always one guy that just annoyed everybody. Lovren kind of came across to me as something like that. Kev O'Sullivan says that the rumour that Rugani to Roma was done. That's a rumour at the minute. Let me see. Pino says Klopp must really trust Van der Berg and Hoover if Lovren does go. Yeah, but like I was kind of looking back at last season, and Van Dijk was a never present. Klopp, Gomez gets injured and Matip literally comes in and plays the season. The only time Lovren really gets in is when they need a little rest from Matip here and there, or with a big Champions League game and he might play the league game before. So he kind of survived on 3 last season. With Gomez being out for the majority. So we'll have to wait and see. He probably does trust him. But again, we'll probably have to wait and see. I think Fabinho is definitely going to be an option at centre half if we have to kind of break glass in case of an emergency, that way. But look, we'll have to wait and see. If anybody has any random topics that they want to put up, it can be football, non-football, LFC, non-LFC, whatever you want, throw them all in there. I'll answer them. Grizz will get upset that he's after being asked them, and we'll move on from there. But Grizz, just touching on Southampton, you said we didn't need that last night. I thought it done Mane no harm last night, that run out. But I know where you're coming from. Both sets of players looked absolutely drained after. I'd say they were probably in Istanbul for a couple of hours and straight home today. But it's Thursday now. They're probably home. They've had a rest. They'll probably do a light session tomorrow and then travel to Southampton. I still think we have way too much for Southampton, Grizz. I'm not really over concerned by this. Say you?
I'm concerned.
Okay.
I'm concerned because it's so early in the season and this kind of game. Look, if this was in the middle of the season, it's run of the mill. We're used to playing 2-3 times. Do you know what I mean? Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Sorry, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday. It's not a problem for us, right? Because they're used to it. This kind of intensity that game was played at, and we've got to admit, and I was bloody surprised at the intensity and pace of that game, especially in the 90 minutes. I know things slow down in extra time, naturally.
Yeah.
But that game was very intense, Scav, and I just think this Southampton team, as they proved last season in that first 45 minutes, especially under this manager, who's a bit of a mini Klopp in terms of his philosophy and theories, he's very much into his energetic and loads of pressing. It's not the most easiest of away trips for us straight after 120 minutes, and it's not only the minutes, Gav. You've got to remember the emotions involved as well, and they play a big factor in professional footballers. The emotion of winning, traveling. It could be a boost, and yes, the fact that he made 6 changes, I'm pretty sure those 6 players come back into the team. But for example, Bobby wasn't supposed to play but ended up playing near enough a full game. Do you know what I mean? He came in at halftime near enough. So I still think we should win. I still think we've got enough to win, definitely. But I wouldn't say I'm not concerned. I am slightly concerned.
Look, if I was to pick a team early for you, Grizz, and say Adrian in goal, Trent right back, Robertson left back, Matip, Van Dijk, and then you're looking at, say, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum, and the 3 main lads up front. Do you think you go anywhere far away from that?
See, the thing is, did you see Fabinho, Gav, at the end there? I mean, I'm sure he was taken out in a wheelchair, and that's only after that game. He was gone, man. I know he took the penalty, but that was just from pure memory, muscle memory, that penalty. The guy was out of it, Gav. And look, I know you without even sort of giving it much thought, went for Van Dijk and Matip. Now, I thought that was Matip's worst performance in a long time. I've been praising Matip, and deservedly so. He's been, as I've said often, he's been one of our best players of the last 12 months or so. But that was a shocking performance from Matip. And I don't mean in terms of, I know the team and midfield setup in itself was, you can't just blame Matip, but I'm talking about whilst in possession of the ball, the amount of times he gave the ball away. But then again, Gomez wasn't very good at all. So I think there's a bit of an issue in terms of who do we settle for the big games, and the big games are the Premier League games. Who slots in next to Van Dijk? I don't think it's a clear cut. As you know, I don't know if you think it's clear cut, Matip, but I don't know. It's Matip and Gomez are both struggling for form, I think.
Okay. We'll have to wait and see. A couple of things in here. Kev O'Sullivan says he doesn't think that Hendo will start. Maybe Shaqiri for freshness. Mikey says no way. I'd go Origi, Bobby and Shaqiri and have a strong bench. Tino says random topic. Anyone fancy giving me a job? Grizz, do you fancy giving Tino a job? He'll get you out of all sort of problems with the law because he's qualified in law.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Tino, yeah?
Yeah.
Tino looking for a job?
Yeah.
I can find Tino a job anytime.
No problem.
Send us your CV. He's got my email. Send us your CV, Tino, and we take it from there.
Good stuff, good stuff. North Red says, did Matip not get Liverpool's man of the match? I couldn't tell you.
Yesterday?
I don't think so.
No, I couldn't.
I would have thought it was Mane. Somebody else mentioned there a few minutes ago how good was Kante. Kante was outstanding for me. I think he's outstanding in most games he plays in fairness to him. The only I did say last night, the only thing I find him is medium to long range passing is where it lets him down, but that's not what he's there for. You know, it's really not. Maverick says Matip was okay. To be fair, they're just getting back in the groove. Yeah, I feel that as well. I was saying last night that I don't make mad assumptions about players 1 and 2 games into a season, and you know, I think we need to give it a little bit more time. Andy says the game has 0-0 written all over it. It's very rare we don't score, Andy, to be honest with you. And Southampton usually scored against us when we played them there. Well, they have over the last couple of years anyway. I have 3-1 if anyone.
Yeah, I think the only area that I see dilemma in selection is midfield. You know, Ginny definitely comes in because, you know, he didn't play much. So I think Ginny is the only one that's guaranteed to start, in my opinion. I think Naby would have started if he was fit, but I don't think he'll make it. And the rest, there could be a shock inclusion of Lallana. You know, I know people frown at that, but I can't see Klopp going with a fresh and energetic Lallana. And then the choices, you know, Fabinho, Hendo, you know, Ox may be back in his normal position. So I think that's the only area of the pitch where I think there's a bit of a selection dilemma for Klopp. I think the back four, let's say Gomez for Matip, and then the front three will pick themselves. I think that midfield is going to be very crucial.
Okay. Muzz Design says, wants to know, does Tino want to draw every hair on Adrian's head? Because that's what Muzz is doing at the moment. Murray is that guy's actual real name. Not Muzz, but Murray is his name. So if Tino wants to take out his HB pencil and start drawing, you know, on a sheet of paper Adrian's head, yeah, look, it's a job, innit? Tino says, Fabinho, Gini and Ox. I'd love that midfield. Grizz has his doubts, I think, because Fabinho was carted off in a wheelchair afterwards. Maverick says, I'm with you, Gav. Southampton won't be easy, but team will be expecting to get 3 points. Yeah, I expect them to. I really do. I think, you know, building up to this, I think Klopp would see more benefits in extra time last night than we will, just by getting minutes and you know, mileage in legs and stuff like that. So we just have to wait and see. What else was I going to say to you? Adrian, Chris, I want to touch on this guy, because we are talking about it last night as well. What a week for this guy, Grizz. We were laughing at Anfield last week. Not laughing, but after the game we were kind of saying, Jesus, that fella comes in, he basically thinks he's going to sit on Liverpool's bench for a year, have a great time, travel around Europe, and next thing he's in goal in the league and he's winning penalties in, you know, European Super Cups. It has to be fairy tale stuff from Grizz, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know everyone has sort of, you know, used the Rocky scenario and analogy, and it is, isn't it, though? It's just so... yesterday was just so made for him as soon as it went to penalty shootouts. Even though I don't think we're amazing at penalties. I know we scored all of our penalties yesterday, but I knew he's destined to save one and be the hero. It was kind of written, wasn't it? And then you had Klopp running on and saying Adrian, and
yeah,
you know, that was hilarious. I mean, The fact that he tried to explain to everyone what he meant, in case he thought that none of us knew what he's referring to, was fucking mad. He's a madman. But look, Adrian, he's done well, Gav. He's done well. I thought he made a couple of good saves as well in the game, during the game. Not really at fault for any of the goals. There's not a lot he could have done. But overall, his demeanour has been very confident, which is exactly what Alisson is. So in terms of his demeanour and his aura, very similar to Alisson. Like, he's not shy. He's not, like Mignolet was sort of more of an introvert, wasn't he? And you could tell he's very a back foot keeper. Adrian seems like a very front foot type keeper, which is what we kind of looking for and needed. He's been so good so far, so good. We're hoping and praying that Alisson is not out for longer than the predicted 4 to 6 weeks. But I'm pretty confident this guy can do a job until then. He seems to be fine.
Yeah. Do you know something, Grizz? North Red, who's watching on YouTube, has hit it on the nail on the head. He's thinking exactly what I'm thinking. He says it's the stuff of dreams, but maybe it's a boost that may up his game and finally a number 2 we can rely on. He done an interview with LFC TV afterwards, and he was saying that as soon as he came in the door, he was in Seville training on his own with his goalkeeping coach, and family and friends were helping him out. He gets a call from Liverpool. He didn't know what he was going to be doing. He gets a call from Liverpool. He said from the day he arrived, all the players open arms, welcome him into the group, welcome him in, and it's a massive thing for him. But it's all very well being a massive thing for him and feeling part of the squad. But to save that penalty, it just hikes that I suppose exuberance up again, and gives him a massive. He's walking out now. Chest out, shoulders back. He feels like he's on top of the world, So I think
it's exactly. Look, keepers. A lot of keepers are very much. Their performances are very much on their levels of confidence. Yeah, and this can only help. You're right. Not only him, even the whole team. I mean, I know you said, like we were discussing earlier, like, does it count and how much of a boost it is? If as we've won it now, it's a massive boost for us. If we had lost it, then we could have said, it doesn't really affect our confidence, or we'd be on a downer. But now, the likes of, especially the likes of Adrian, he goes into it and he really feels part of that club already in a matter of weeks. As you said, he feels part of the furniture. Look, the Reds are a lovely bunch of lads, as everyone knows. We're a lovely, and there's been no problem and issue welcoming him in. We're that kind of club, we're that kind of team, we're that kind of camaraderie and spirit Klopp's built up, that anyone's going to be welcome. And he would have felt that, and he's want to repay that love and affection that we've given him. And so far, he's done very well. I did think he could have done better. Ultra-critical me would say he could have done better for the Norwich goal. But, it was cold. His first, literally, he's not been on the pitch long. You can excuse him. But since then, I don't think he's put a foot wrong.
No.
And I think he's very quickly going to become a cult hero for us.
Yeah, that's a key point, the cult hero. Maverick wants to see him get one of the domestic cup competitions, so I think he will. He will if Alisson is back. If Alisson's not back, I don't see it. I think Lonergan or Kelleher will be in goal for them, because you have to keep Adrian fit. That way. Kev O'Sullivan says he's now contributed directly to a trophy for Liverpool. He absolutely has. North Red said he doesn't look out of place. No, he doesn't. And Maverick again says, Adrian, a legend begins. Listen, if he becomes a legend, absolutely, I'm all over. The reaction of opposition fans on social media shows we are seen as a real threat. It's amusing to watch. It is very amusing to watch. And you know what? Pay no attention to them, because they're only looking for attention off you. They're only looking for a reaction off you. I had somebody earlier on going on about Jordan Henderson, giving out stink about him, and me being stupid reacted and tried to put a case forward for Jordan Henderson, and it just doesn't work with these people. They have these opinions, they double down, and then they'll never let go. But opposition fans, don't worry about it.
But the sad part of your altercation with fans about Henderson is it's not even the opposition.
No, it's Liverpool fans. Yeah, it is Liverpool fans. Yeah, it is. But it's
a mad thing.
It's just I don't know. It's just a bit strange for me. It really is. So, but look, don't be minding opposition fans. Just concentrate on Liverpool. We're having a great time. Whatever, if other fans are that interested in Liverpool, they can't be really having that good of a time. That's the only thing I would say. Listen, we're gonna have specials tomorrow night with regards to the game on Saturday. Any special bets you can think of, think of them in your head, write them down, type them into this show tomorrow night. We'll take them, we'll price them up, we'll put them on the specials board on Paddy Power. If you're on Paddy Power and you go to football, you go to specials, scroll down, you'll find the LFC Day Trippers page on there with all our special bets. Whatever mad bets we come up with, they will price it and do it for us. So whatever you come up with, you can absolutely do that. Before we go though, I want to tell you a little thing about a charity hoodie that's being produced by the Irish Kop. Now, I'm going to put it up on screen, so I'm going to disappear for a minute for anybody watching. So the hoodie is now on screen. It's a beautiful black hoodie with red kind of sleeves. It has the zip halfway up the chest. It has the Carragher Foundation emblem on it. It has the Irish Kop logo on it, and it has the Carragher's Bar New York City logo on it as well. So this is the Irish Kop hoodie. What they've done is they've collaborated with Carragher's New York City and the JC23 Foundation, which of course is Jamie Carragher's foundation. If you want to order one of these, you just send a DM on Twitter to @TheIrishKop with your name, your address, your size and your initials, because it's actually personalised with your initials as well. Hoodies cost £45 or €50 via PayPal only, and this includes delivery. All profits will go to the JC23 Foundation, and I know that goes to disadvantaged kids in I think it's Liverpool and Ireland, whatever way they've done this collaboration. So listen, it's on screen there. It's a really good looking thing. €50 or £45. All profits do go to this foundation. We have one of them to give away, and all you listen, I'm going to make this very, very simple. If you go onto Twitter, you go to the @TheIrishKop, you'll find their pinned tweet about this hoodie. All I want you to do is press the retweet button with comment, and all you need to do is just tag the LFC Day Trippers. That's all you need to do. Go onto that pinned tweet, hit retweet with comment, tag the LFC Day Trippers as that comment, and press go. And anybody that does that between, let's say now and let's say 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, and I'll randomly get a winner picked out, get your details off you, and as soon as these are produced, it will be sent to you. So, but listen, fair play to the Irish Kop. They're a really good bunch of lads, and they're doing a really good job at this. They brought out a beautiful hoodie a couple of weeks ago, but this one is a charity one that for me looks even better. They've outdone themselves. So if you want to do that again, go onto Twitter @TheIrishKop, click that pin tweet, retweet with comment, and just tag ourselves in it, and then everyone that tags, I'll be able to see them, pick one at random, and listen, we just send it out to you as soon as these are ready to go. That's about it, Grizz. I think that's it. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up before we go?
Nope. Bring on Saturday 3 points, and it's been an amazing start to the season. So.
Absolutely. And we're going to leave you with this thought, and the thought is from a Mr. Philip Greeley on YouTube. It's the first time I've seen his name up there, so thanks for joining us. But he just says this: listen, lads, don't be worrying about it. We're too busy winning. Yes, we are too busy winning. We're really doing well. We're flying. The league is up and running. We're European Super Cup champions. We're UEFA Champions League champions. We're going for this league title. We're going for everything else in between. That's been us. That's been the Fatback 4 Daily. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Over and out.